As you've seen from the thumbnail, we have bought another Range Rover just because of how good the other one did, and this is a better spec. So we're here at the auction house and this is a better spec than the one last time. This is the dynamic pack, so it's the highest one before the autobiography, but it's not all as it seems, because I've already noticed something. And if you come down to this side, I don't know if you can see that, but the suspension is a lot lower on this side than it is on the other. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. I don't think this model has air suspension, so we're just going to have to check, but if not, there's going to be something wrong with the suspension down here. What we've also got is a flat tire down here that needs pumping up, so nothing major. But other than that, I really like the interior of this. So if you come and have a look, this interior is really nice and it goes really nice with the white color. And the highest spec, this should be a good seller, to be fair. It does need a good cleanup though. It does look like it's been stood for a while, or at least a few weeks, because of all the rust. We do have a little scrape here. This will probably polish out. And then what else do we have? This is what I mean by when it was stood for a while. We just got this iron fallout. We'll get some iron fallout on it. And then this, I hope this will polish out so we don't have to paint the side of the car. But I really do hope this will polish out. But overall, it's in pretty good condition for what it is. It's just not what I was expecting from the online report and the pictures. So we're driving this back, and there's definitely an issue with that left side. I don't know what it is. It could be a shock absorber, it could be the spring, but something's not right, because, or it could even be the tracking, because as soon as I let go of the steering wheel, the car goes left. It keeps wanting me to go left, so we're gonna have to look at that. So I actually thought this was gonna be a quick sale, and we're not gonna have to do anything apart from just clean it and wash it and make it look presentable. But it's not always that way, and we're gonna have to fix some stuff. Driving this, even though this is a dynamic spec and it's higher than the previous one, what I have noticed is all of this is, there's no leather here and there's no wood here. This is just some cheap aluminium, and this is just some, I don't even know what the hell this is. It'd be a higher spec on paper, and okay, the seats look nicer because of the color, but the interior is not as nice as the previous one that was Prestige. So we've made it home, and the funny thing is that there's no knocks, no bangs, the car's just pulling to the left. So that's the only thing, that's the only symptom really. So I did a bit of digging on these, and some of these have air suspension, some of them have it at the back, and some of them have it at the front as well. So we're going to check this out if it has got air suspension. If it does, then there might be a problem because it's expensive. So yeah, we're going to check it first and see. Hopefully it's just coils and something like a shock absorber or a coil's gone, and that's it, but we'll see. So overall, I am disappointed a bit with this vehicle because we have paid over cap clean. So cap clean is basically what a trader or a retailer should pay to get a good margin out the vehicle, and we paid over that because this vehicle was a grade 3 and it had a green report. So this report right here, there's nothing wrong with this car. And the facts, for example, that they couldn't mention that the suspension is sagging or there's an issue with the suspension is a bit weird. It just shows you how they do these reports. It's just basically a hit and miss. They just look over, glance over the car, and I don't think they actually do these properly. And with this vehicle being a grade 3, I don't think it's a grade 3. I'd say this is more of a grade 4 vehicle, so we've overpaid a little bit, but it's still not that bad. And it turns out it is not air suspension, this is coils. But can you see the problem straight away? Just look at the formation of this coil, and then if you look up right down there, that is a broken spring right there. That's a broken spring. So honestly, I'm happy we even made it home on this. Honestly, I'm happy I even made it home on that, because that could have turned into a disaster at any moment. But this is what I mean with these reports. How do they not pick up on that? Like, it's such a simple thing to see that that side of the suspension is sagging. While I was at it, I did check the other 4 corners and they were fine. So all that requires now is to just order some springs, swap them over, and we'll be good. So unfortunately, even though I did buy a spring, this is all gone. Basically, the whole spring is, this is how the spring looks. So this is all broken, and the top mount is broken as well. So we're just gonna have to get our whole shock absorber basically, and that is it. I said it was a magnetic suspension, but it turns out this is actually a magnetic suspension, because only the ones with the cable are magnetic. So I'm just gonna have to get a magnetic shock absorber, and it'll be probably come out the same amount of money if I was going to buy everything separate. So the new shock absorber has came. It's time to fit it, and then let's see what happens. So everything's now replaced. This was a pain in the ass to do. We had to go and get a suspension arm as well. As you can see, this is brand new, because everything was jammed up, so you couldn't do anything. So this guy's got a brand new shock absorber, and he's got a brand new suspension arm. So here's the other issue that we are having. So basically, this camera is temperamental, and these 4 cameras, apparently there's absolutely no signal for them whatsoever. So what I have seen is that the control module underneath the seat actually goes faulty. So I'm gonna have to take the seat out and check that, because we've checked and the cameras are okay. So it must be the control module. So you can see now both of the sides are actually same level now, and everything's been sorted, and I've been for a drive in it and it drives perfect. So what we're gonna have to do now is just clean all the mess up surrounding it, and we do have another issue that has arisen. So a quick Google search, and this whole seat, the passenger seat, has to come out, and the control module is somewhere underneath there, and there's a TV module in there as well, and an amp. So we're gonna have to undo everything underneath here, get this seat out, and then get the control unit for the cameras out. So this is your whole module for the camera system, and we're going to open this up, clean it, heat it, and see maybe there's some moisture in there. And then your TV unit was just next to it. So this is your TV unit here. This is where your TV goes and how you can watch it off your screen. And then this is your amp down here, this black thing. What you don't want to do is lose any of these screws, because if you do lose any of these screws, then it's game over really. You're gonna have to find some different ones. And then I know that there's a way to check if this is getting voltage with a voltmeter. I don't know exactly what points you use to check, but I know you can check if the unit is actually getting any kind of power. At a first glance, everything looks fine with this, so we're gonna have to check underneath if there's anything else.